Hola! Hola, my name is Mary, and you are watching La Fiesta by LatiNodos. I'm a Bitcoiner and content creator, so enjoy the rest.
And we are live. Hello,
Hey!
welcome all the way from Africa, from Nigeria, Turkey. Wow, what an honor to have you here, our first guest speaking in English with this setup and telling us about the experiences of being a Bitcoin gamer and many more things. Welcome to La Fiesta.
Thank you so much. It's nice to be here, and I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I think I need to start learning Spanish.
yes, it's. I think it's one beautiful language because you can not only speak to people from Latin America and Spain, but you can also watch telenovelas. You can, everything when you're saying it in Spanish, just adds this passion and this intensity that I haven't found with other languages yet. But no, I thank you for your time and for joining us. And in a moment, the audience will see that there's many experiences that you can share from what you are doing and by using Bitcoin Lightning on your day-to-day. Also, your story, how did you come up to discover Bitcoin Lightning, and maybe one or two points of advice for anyone who is interested in getting involved and learning more about things that you're doing and so on. So let's get started.
Awesome.
Yes, so thank you. So maybe we start with the beginning. Tell us about yourself for those that haven't ever seen you around in the Twitter space or in Twitch. Who is Mary?
All right. Thank you so much. So, well, I'm a Bitcoiner and content creator and a podcaster. So, I'm the host of the Knobcast, which is a Bitcoin only podcast by BitKnob. And BitKnob is a Bitcoin only company, and we help people to borrow, save, send, and receive Bitcoin using our platform. We also have a business suite called BitKnob for Business. I work for the BitKnob team. And then I'm also the co-host of Satoshi's Journals podcast. So Satoshi's Journal is a Bitcoin only news and education platform. So we talk about Bitcoin education and news. And I am just about to launch a new podcast called Bitcoin Gamer Chat. So it's a podcast about Bitcoin gaming, and I intend to interview people in the Bitcoin gaming industry. So the founders, the Bitcoin game developers, and everything that goes on behind the Bitcoin gaming as a whole. I would be also interviewing a couple of Bitcoin gamers. Because I feel like it's important to give like a snapshot of what is happening in the Bitcoin gaming industry, because a lot is going on, and it's a really great space that will help a lot of people get acquainted with Bitcoin in a way that is subtle and non-intrusive. So really excited about that. What else? I'm into a lot of stuff, but I think I'll stop there. I'm a Bitcoin only streamer on Twitch. So I stream Bitcoin only games on Twitch. And the goal was to really create like a proof of concept that is possible for Bitcoiners to have a Bitcoin only Bitcoin only gaming platform on Twitch. So you can play games in Bitcoin and earn Bitcoin live on Twitch. So that's my proof of concept. And yeah, that's all about me.
Wow, what a description, what a story and a profile. Thank you so much for sharing. I honestly must have said I had never really thought of gaming and really the focus on Bitcoin only games. I mean, I'm I would say light gamer myself, but not as, yeah, you can see my setup. I still don't have the super fancy chair or the LEDs, but yeah, I just enjoy being here and there. But
I don't either. I don't have this fancy chair or the lighting. So the goal really is to just show people they can get started, start where you're
mm,
at. So it's highly possible to do that. So yeah. So this is my journey. This is the beginnings. Maybe one day in the future I'll have the fancy chair and the LED lights, but like right now I just decided to start where I'm at to encourage people to just get started.
true. Yeah, being inspiration is super important. So yes, we will get into that a bit later. Maybe we start with the very with the very origin of the story. How was it that you discovered Lightning Network?
Oh, that's a good question. So back when I came across Bitcoin for the first time, that was in 2015. Everything was through on chain. So I didn't really get to experience the beauty of the Lightning Network until 2021. That was when when I decided to buy Bitcoin on my own and start, saving in Bitcoin and starting my Bitcoin journey. So as at that time, I think Bitnob, which is the company I work for, they just launched their Lightning integration. So on the Bitnob app, you can send and receive Bitcoin with via Lightning invoice and also the Lightning address. So we have Lightning address support as well. And so that was my first interaction with Lightning. I was like, oh, I told my sister, let's test this thing out. I want to see how it works. And I was so amazed at the speed at which it worked. It was like it happened instantly. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. In fact, I think it might work. I think it works a lot faster than even my bank, to be honest, right? So it's usually more or less instant settlements in banks here in Nigeria, but I think Lightning worked a lot faster. So I mean, there was one day that the COO of Bitnob said, "How can we make Bitnob a lifestyle app?" And I literally took that question like personally, and I started, finding ways I could use the Lightning Network on Bitnob and to do different things, like buy food for my friends in different countries, buy like Starbucks for another friend somewhere else, pay for courses, do different things, right, with Lightning. So in that was how I started, checking what else I could do with the Lightning Network, and it's just been an amazing journey so far. I think now with new platforms coming up, like platforms like Stacker News, Zapread, all those content creation platforms, you get to see different use cases of the Lightning Network, especially for content creators. So it's really cool. I'm still in a journey. I'm always looking out for new platforms where I could see how Bitcoin works. But yeah, that's basically, more or less a short, snapshot of what my journey was like with Bitcoin Lightning.
Wow, yeah, as people usually say, like it found you rather than you for it. Because yeah, I mean, it's just so interesting to hear this type of stories. I really enjoy asking our guests, like, how did you come up with this? Because you don't normally think on, oh, maybe I should try to find a way of moving money quicker and instantly with no fees, or maybe I should find a way to play games and get paid with something else than whatever is existing out there, because it's
Mm-hmm.
just so different, so disruptive and innovative, that once that you discover, that's when you come with the mind blown approach. So thank you for sharing that story, and certainly it's also as important to just keep sharing that there are many platforms existing, many more to come on terms of content distribution, entertainment, and so on. I think it's fair to say that this is only the beginning in terms of the
Yeah.
different environments being created involving Lightning as a technology. So let's keep really following the topic, both here in the Spanish speaking community, also in West Africa, in South Africa, like everywhere there will be developments, and the important thing is that as long as these developments keep the possibility to use Lightning interoperably, I think it's going to be mind-blowing thing, something that will not only enable us to consume the content like efficiently with Lightning as value for value or so, but creating new models and new ways of interacting and using the internet as such.
Totally agree. And that's why, we need to encourage a lot of Bitcoin innovation and, let people see beyond just creating another savings platform or another exchange, right? Let's see what else how far we can take the Lightning Network. So like, I just love what people are doing and the projects that are coming out. And so I decided to like even put together a list of platforms that one could use and that work with Bitcoin. And I share those platforms as much as I can. Maybe I can even send a link to you. You might
Yes,
want to share that with your audience as well.
Yes, please. I remember this tweet that contained like advice for content creators. Like if you're producing music, if you're writing content, like tagging these companies. I mean, not even companies. Sometimes it's just a project of a handful of people developing it and looking for feedback for people actually using it in the real world to develop further, to improve it. And in the end, it's a win-win situation. So yes, let's keep that in the notes down below. And also, if anyone listening to this recording later in time knows about a platform or a project that we haven't mentioned yet, just if you're using Podcasting 2.0, you can boost the comment with the project that you want to share. Put like maybe 10, 100 sats, and that will be highlighted when I see the performance of this episode. I can share that. So it's really the circularity of value for value. So interesting to see on like how you discovered Lightning, how is your vision. Maybe something that I get asked frequently and it's discussed within the community is the importance of running a Lightning node. So in your opinion, maybe first I ask you if you're running a node, if you want to share that, and in case that's the case, what are the advantages, the challenges of running a Lightning node?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, I'm not running a Lightning node now. Well, because the situation in different countries is different, right? So there's some countries, especially in the West, where maybe owning a node or even up to a hardware wallet and all those other things, it's a lot easier. I mean, the amount of money that you spend to buy them is not as much. But when you look at third world countries, it might be a little bit difficult to acquire those, even if you're really interested in being a node runner yourself. Of course, like that's my goal. I do hope to own a Lightning node one of these days, but I, just decided to see what other options are available. And I think Voltage has what they call a virtual node. Yes, there are some trade-offs in terms of privacy because, of course, they'll be hosting it on their end. But I mean, I think that could be a good start. I'm still, trying to learn more about it and see how it works. But that is what I'm looking at right now. And one thing about having your own thing, like whether it's a node or even a hardware wallet, is that it's yours. It's personal. You get to experience more privacy than you would. And also, it helps. It helps build the network, right? If not for the number of nodes that are available, probably the Lightning network wouldn't be as strong as it is today. So, like, it's a really great way to sort of give back to Bitcoin as a whole by owning a node for yourself, right? There's this person I know who called the Lightning node as the central bank of the world. So imagine being your own station for Bitcoin transactions. So I think it's really great and 100% advisable if you are able to afford it. But like in countries like Africa, I can only speak from that perspective. But like there are a lot of things that you need, like power, like stable electricity. You need steady internet supply, right? So power, especially where I live, is not stable. It goes in and out. There's some parts of Africa where you probably wouldn't have light for a couple of days before they bring it back. So that might be a challenge running a node because the node has to be consistently on. And then internet in some African countries may not be as affordable, and the internet plan may not be able to sustain that node. So that could be another challenge there with running a node. But it's still advisable to have one of your own. So yeah, I'm not gonna let it stop me. I'm
Mhm.
working my way to that gradually. So if you have the intention of having a node but it's expensive, or for some reason or another you're not able to run one, I mean, one thing that you can do is still participate in the ecosystem, right? So if there's maybe a node runner who's saying, oh, I want to connect my node to another person, like, you can literally introduce them, right? Oh, I know another person that runs a node. Maybe you'd like to connect to his node. So that's also another way of participating in the in the area of node running. Yeah, or maybe going to virtual nodes if that's one thing that you're into. So yeah.
Thank you. No, it's really important, and it was even mentioned here in the very introduction notes of the episode, where it's even though it's advisable for your sake of your privacy and having the control really of your sats. As you said, it's not possible for everyone. Not everyone is enjoying the privilege of a stable 24/7 internet electricity supply. So it becomes really challenging to operate a node. But yes, today there are already virtual solutions or hosted nodes that provide you the service if you really want to run a node. And I will say that it's even there are hopes for as further developments come. As we know, Lightning is still like a beta type of technology. As more developments come, and who knows, maybe in the next couple of years, nodes are possible even in your phone, and that's something that luckily pretty much most of the people in different regions of the world have access to a phone and data connection. And yeah, I think that this will be a true game changer in terms of node operation. But yes, for those that can do it or those that want to do it, yes, there are different ways of supporting, like even something as simple as providing feedback to services. If you're using any type of virtual hosted node service, or if you just use Lightning in another way, like what we are about to talk about, by playing video games or curating content and using a custodial wallet service, providing feedback is already helping a lot, because in that way the developing teams that develop these tools are able to take input from the real world use and apply that, and that just keeps improving the experience and the usability of the product. So it's something like really wide, really comprehensive in the environment, but one step at a time, as people say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now coming to the core of this introduction session with you, Mary, can you kindly tell us about your experience as a Bitcoin gamer? Again, this is something, it's a first. Really, I had never even imagined this concept as such. So please open our eyes and tell us about this wonderful experience of putting two things many people may find as their most exciting things in their lives: Bitcoin and gaming. How does it work?
Oh wow. Yeah, like, it's really exciting to me when I came across it, and just, I started thinking, like, what would it be like streaming it? But the concept really is you're playing games on your phone or on your computer, or whichever gaming platform is available. I just saw one where you could use a VR headset to play a Bitcoin game and earn sats with a VR headset. I'm like, yo, that is so cool. So, like, it's spreading, right? But the concept really is you're playing games and you're earning sats in exchange for the time spent playing the games. And each gaming company or each game that I've played so far, they all have their different models on how they compensate the players for the time spent playing, right? So there's this company called Thunder Games, and they have 5 really great mobile games. So their concept really is you play these games and earn tickets as you're playing. You have maybe you're you're going through an obstacle or something, you're collecting these tickets, and these tickets are then put into a raffle, and at the end of the day you get sats out of the raffle draw from the tickets that you won during the game. So it's a daily thing. So players get to earn sats daily from the games that they're playing. Then you have companies like Zebedee that has a different model, right? So depending on the game, like Lightning Crush, which is the Bitcoin version of Candy Crush. Lightning Crush, as you get sats as you move on from the one level to another. So if you complete a level, you earn some sats, and complete another level, you earn some sats. Then there are other games that maybe require you to go from level to level, and maybe you find a coin, and that coin that coin is equivalent to a certain number of sats, which you now cash into your wallet. So like I've also seen another gaming model, a model where you play the game and against another player, but you put sats down, you play a game against another player, and the winner gets a majority of the sats. So it's like you're putting skin in the game.
Yeah.
There is Zebedee CSGO. So Zebedee integrated the Bitcoin Lightning to Counter-Strike, and you can play it. So you put in, I think, 10,000 sats, and then you play against 16 players, and so the winner gets most of the sats. So it's a very interesting thing. But essentially, it's all about just playing and getting compensated for playing the games. I think it's quite interesting because the gaming industry is quite big. If you look at the conventional gaming industry, we have esports, we have a lot of these other interesting games. So I now thought, wouldn't it be cool to actually stream Bitcoin only games on platforms like Twitch, right? So the only person I saw doing this at the time before I started was Jack Everett. He is the founder of Thunder Games. And then when I got into streaming Bitcoin games, I came across this guy named Bobby. He also is a Bitcoin only gamer, and he streams his games on Twitch. So what he does is he plays only Thunder games on his channel, and he gives advice and tips on how to play these games. And he also has a YouTube channel, so you guys check him out. I think it's Bobby Peru, Perew. So if you check him out, you'll get to see that out of the streamings, he turned them into YouTube videos that could help other Bitcoin gamers through different levels, right? So it's very interesting and versatile. So I'm like, okay, wouldn't it be cool to just expand this and now get people to stream these games on platforms like Twitch? Because Twitch is predominantly a streaming platform for gamers. So aside from like Bitcoin Magazine, the only other set of Bitcoin channels or shows you have on Twitch are like basically people reading the charts. So I think for me, it was more like a great way to showcase Bitcoin gaming and what is being done in the Bitcoin gaming industry. So I'm still doing my research. I feel like there's so much more to Bitcoin gaming than it is. So as a gamer, I think Bitcoin did something really amazing for a lot of content creators as a whole. Bitcoin has given us as content creators the opportunity to start earning from the content that we create, right? So you have like Zebedee, for example. Zebedee has their QR codes that you can put on your Twitch channel. So people can scan that QR code and send you a tip right as you're playing the game, and it shows up as an alert on your stream. So it's more or less like, when you go on Twitch, you get to see some people donate and you see their name pop up, like so-and-so person donated $10. So Zebedee was able to do a Bitcoin version of that for gamers. And that's the beauty about the Bitcoin space. They have all these tools and things you can use to start earning sats from the get-go. Personally, for me, when in 2 months of streaming, I was able to raise about almost like 50,000 sats. I know it might not be much, but for an average Twitch streamer who's not doing anything relating to Bitcoin, for an average Twitch streamer, some of them have to stream for years before they're able to earn anything from Twitch.
Wow.
But like with Bitcoin, you can start earning straight away if you have your marketing right, or you are constantly encouraging your viewers to support your project. So it's highly possible, and I think that's a beautiful thing that Bitcoin creates for us. So yeah.
Bravo, and thank you so much for the so comprehensive and detailed explanation on how does it work. Because yeah, like as you said, anyone, doesn't matter who you are, how do you look, where do you come from, Bitcoin doesn't care. You will be able to, just with an internet connection, set up an account for a wallet service, whatever provider you like, connect that because of interoperability, the possibility to send sats. Doesn't matter if I'm using wallet A and you're using wallet B. If it's Lightning enabled, I can send you sats, I can receive sats. It's interoperable. And as you said, I am able to start earning from day one. Just need to find my content and start earning those sats, as we can say.
Yeah.
I am so excited about this and see how this field develops in the next couple of months and maybe a year or two, because yes, it's just getting started, as you said. I thank you for the insights and sharing. Maybe now that we get a sense on how you are achieving this, maybe just a final tip that you want to tell to that person, probably the future first Spanish speaking streamer for Bitcoin only games. What message do you want to give to this person?
Oh, this is awesome. I love that. I think, okay, so my tip would be to start where you're at. Like, I don't have LED lights. I'm not on a fancy chair. This is literally where I sit to stream. And so you don't have to overthink it. So I mentioned Bobby. Bobby, when he was streaming these Bitcoin games, he didn't show his face. He was just streaming straight from his phone. So Twitch has the mobile version. So if you download the mobile app, you can stream straight from your app, and you can just stream yourself, playing the game. So gameplay is also another thing. So don't overthink it. Don't think that you have to have all the fancy equipment. I know, like, the pro streamers, they have like 3 screens, they have all these other gadgets, but it's not necessary, right? I stream only from one laptop, and this is literally my setup, what you see here. You don't need a fancy mic. This was actually a budget mic. So you don't need any fancy equipment. All you need is just the interest to just play games and have fun. Because at the end of the day, all you have to do is just have fun as you're playing these games. What you're doing by streaming is just giving people an opportunity to look into what it's like from streaming from your perspective. Just the same way I'd shout and be like, "Oh my gosh, oh, I died." It's the same way, like, I do when I stream. Like, that's just literally me when I'm playing games. So don't overthink it. And there are a lot of amazing tools to help you. A static lightning QR code. You can use Zebedee if Zebedee works in your country. If Zebedee doesn't work in your country, you can use Alby. Alby is it's ALBY. So just look out for Alby. They have the static QR code, and you can post it on your Twitch stream, or just put it in your about section. And yeah, you are good to go as a gamer.
Exactly, as you said, the important thing is to have fun. Like, don't worry too much in the beginning about the fancy setup. Just go for it and have fun. And talking about fun, it's been a really, really fun talk and session, but unfortunately we need to start wrapping it up. But I just want to I cannot thank you enough for sharing your story, for inspiring many people that will listen to this or watch this and think, maybe I can start sharing what I do anyways, add a QR code and connect that with my phone via a Lightning wallet, and start earning sats that then I can later turn into a fancy gaming chair, or maybe something that I like, or even tip other content creators that have already enabled their value for value in podcasts or streams, as you do already. So Thank you so much for sharing all these insights again, Mary. Maybe something that you want to share with our audience in case they want to follow up and reach out to you. Where can they find you?
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for having me on your show. And I'm really grateful for this opportunity to talk about Bitcoin gaming and streaming as a Bitcoin only gamer. So you can follow me on Twitter. That's where I talk the most about Bitcoin. So my Twitter handle is at Mary _ Imasuen. That's at MARY_IMASUEN. And I'm launching my Bitcoin gaming podcast called Bitcoin Gamer Chat, and it'll mean the world to me if you can follow me that account on Twitter as well. So the handle is at BTC Gamer Chat. So BTC GAMERCHAT. That will mean the world, and I'll be dropping a new episode this week.
Yeah, I'll make sure to add all the references in the show notes, because yes, I'm completely sure that people listening to this will be engaged and curious to learn more about this. And if maybe I'll just say this part in Spanish. Si estás escuchando esto y has estado leyendo los subtítulos hasta ahora porque tu nivel de inglés no es tan bueno, no te preocupes. Tú puedes acercarte a la comunidad de LatiNodos. Podemos ayudar a que puedas comunicarte con Mary para que les hagas preguntas y puedas lanzar tu carrera como Bitcoin gamer. So I was just saying that we are here to help in case someone's English is not that good yet. We are more than happy to make it happen. We see how we can collaborate, how we can achieve things together instead of finding limitations. We have no barrier here. Language is not a barrier. So that's it from my side.
Awesome. And yeah, please stay in touch. Let me see how I can help. And if you speak Spanish, you can go through LatiNodos, and I know that you'll be able to translate it.
Yes, we'll figure it out. But thank you so much, Mary. I know that we will talk again soon, hopefully in person, in one of the events taking place on this side of the Atlantic Ocean, or if not, who knows, maybe in El Salvador or somewhere else.
Definitely. Super exciting.
Take care. See you soon.
All right. Take care. Bye. Thank you.